And good morning. It is a special edition. We are from Rowney TV. I've got the golfing guru, John Tinsley, and we've got plenty to chat about today. It'll be about golf. It won't be about Liverpool's performance in the last few weeks in a big game tonight. Hey, John, you're a staunch Red. What's your forecast?
80% possession, no shots on target. That's consistency for you.
I know, but what's happening? I just look at that team and the front line. None of them are bigger than like 5'6" or 7. You need to get Andy Carroll back.
Yeah, well, he was a good investment first time round. He's even better now. God, you don't become bad players overnight, do you? It's just a lack of confidence, and same with any sport. They'll be all right.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, if you lose your centre backs and then you lose your midfield players because they're having to play centre back. It's it's actually not just 2 players out, it's 4, isn't it? So anyway, look, it's excuses. We are where we are.
It's thrown up a few surprises and it's made the game a little bit interesting because we're lacking that match atmosphere, aren't we?
Oh yeah, well, I've almost given up watching it. I find it quite boring without the atmosphere. It's amazing what the difference the crowd makes, isn't it?
Well, it does, but there's plenty more to occupy yourself with doing other things, such as playing golf at Royal Rowney. Yeah. So, John, we were just having a chat about the speed of play and really how to get around quicker on the course and still enjoy yourself. So, just I don't know, we've got a lot of new people in the club, but it's not just those players who perhaps sort of slow things down a bit. Is there any sort of advice or guidance you can give us about getting around quicker?
Well, there is. Play less holes. But no, I think take fewer shots. Look, Jed, this is a subject, isn't it? It's amazing because I started playing, what was it now, 54 years ago? Yeah, 54 years ago. And I seem to recall 2 or 3 years into starting playing golf at a member at Oswestry Golf Course, that the members were up in arms, because it was taking 3.5 hours to play a medal. It just seemed to, just less clubs I get, I don't know, lighter bags, and then off they went, and nobody seemed to be rushing, and away you went for 3.5 hours, and it was a trauma if you got into that 3.5 hours. It used to be about 3 hours 15, 3 hours 20, as I seem to recall. Maybe I got that wrong, but it sticks in the memory as those sort of discussions at the clubhouse going on like that. And then we've got all this, all the pro stuff. Their games got longer and longer and longer, hasn't it? 5 hours to bloody play around because they're measuring this, farting about that, referring to this book and that book and whatever. And we see people on the golf course. I watched somebody the other day. They're on the 13th. This go back a few weeks. They're on the 13th and they're just on the bank on the right, and out comes the scoper. He's only 20 yards from the bloody green, and up the hill like that. Just see the flag tip. How far is that? Which is great. So you have all the scopes and you have all this technology, and you refer to this, and you think you're going to take you got 150 yards, so out comes the 7-iron. But the 7-iron, you're only going to hit it 125 anyway. So anyway, it just baffles me how the game at all levels has really, really slowed down. So 3.5 hours used to be it. But I think we do have to recognise the fact that there are more people playing golf, and as a result, tee times are busier. And these people that are starting to play require us to be considerate and to be forgiving. Now, I'm not suggesting that that's the answer, but we do have to bear in mind that it is a daunting prospect to go onto the golf course, and for too long a lot of the courses on the island haven't been busy, have they? You've been on the golf course and you've streamed around in your own time, done what you've liked, and banged away, and come off and marched into the car park, and off you go home.
But John, there's got to be some simple tips, to get around quicker. There has to be.
Yeah,
I was in the club.
There are lots of things, but I'm just spouting that one out there, Jed, as a base to let's get a little bit of understanding that perhaps the play that we think is slow isn't as slow as it is. You know what I mean? It's only relative to what we've been having. So look, there's lots of things that you can do. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that anybody at the club is rude or inconsiderate. It's just, when I get two sides of the story, and a lot of the newbies come to me and say, I ask them how they get on, and they said that they felt really pressured because of the people behind them. The people behind them aren't the problem; it's their interpretation of what's going on. So there is that. So what you can do, well, look, first and foremost, you can prepare yourself properly to get on the golf course. Make sure your bag is good. It's not a big deal, isn't it? Make sure you've got your golf balls there. Make sure that you've got a golf ball that's marked clearly so you can identify it. Make sure your gloves are there. Make sure you've got your tee pegs, you're not faffing around, that you're prepared and everything's in situ, that you know where it is and away you go. So, that can take an awful lot of pressure off you on the course. The next thing you can do is the rules have changed, as you know, recently. We've got several new rules in. One, you can leave the flag in when, and I'm not sure that actually speeds play up, because some people want it in, some people want it out, leave it in, take it out. I don't think it's any different, but of course you can leave the flag in. And again, I've heard stories about people saying, well, takes too much time to take it out, let's leave it in. It's not your job as if you have a preference to say leave it in. If somebody wants it out, you take it out. But what you do is you don't just throw it on the floor, give it to somebody to hold and put it back. Obviously, you haven't been able to take the flag out of late. But, simple things about that. But we'll come on to stuff around the green, I guess, in a little bit. So you get your bag ready, you get your gear ready, you're ready to play, you get your card ready if you're marking a card, everything's in order. It helps you relax a little bit, and the way you go, you're not putting pressure on yourself. But you can play ready these days, which you never used to do. It was whoever was away, wasn't it? And it was still only 3.5 hours, whoever was away. So when you are there and you're waiting to play, you can start to see your shot, you can know what you're wanting to do, and you can prepare yourself mentally to get it. And when it's your turn, have the ball in your hand, have the tee peg ready or whatever it is. When they've hit the shot and it's ready to go, you let them get out of the way and you get down, it's your time. That's a trigger point for you to start your process. Now, let me say this, you don't need to, and you shouldn't rush your process. You only take a second to swing the club. There's no point sitting it down and just bashing it out. Enjoy the process. But it's better to have a good process and increase the opportunity for a better shot than it is to keep topping it along the fairway because you're rushing. It's going to be quick. Yeah. It's going to be quicker to take a little bit of preparation and play the shot properly.
That's a good point, isn't it? Especially with the newbies around. Maybe just maybe there's just a lot of pressure on them. Just the thought of another group playing behind them.
There is a lot of pressure, and so they top it, and they think they have to rush the next one, then they top the next one out. So just take a little time to prepare yourself, see the shot, get into the shot, and play it to the best of your ability, and then move on. But preparation to play, and remember that when you're going down the fairway and you're on the right and slightly ahead, and there's something, you can go to your ball and you can prep your shot, you can see your shot, you can pick your club, and while they're playing and you watch it go, you've got the club in your hand. Then you can start your preparation. You don't have to stand 5 yards from the person playing the ball and then walk 20 yards off to play your shot. As long as you're not in a dangerous position, you can go and do that. So being into your own game a bit more and not thinking you have to start your process after your playing partner has finished theirs is probably it's going to probably save you best part of 30 seconds a minute a hole. Rather than standing, I see people standing there, four players standing around, somebody playing the shot, 3 standing around, 1 hitting the ball. Then off they go to the ball, and the ball's only 10 yards further on, but it's 30 yards to the right. Well, they could have gone to the ball and get ready to play. So preparing to play, it's your game, your ball. You can go as long as you're not endangering or yourself or putting off your playing partner. You can go and do that. So clearly marking your ball, watching where your ball goes, obviously, but of course we want people to play a better shot, so therefore you want them to be in the shot. It's no use looking for the ball before you've even hit it. So that's a little bit of a quandary, isn't it? I want to watch my ball's gone, and of course your head comes up and away you go, and you've only knocked it 30 yards instead of 120. But knowing where it's gone is a good, being aware of it. And most times when you can't see your ball, find your ball, it's usually shorter than you think. People tend to look too far beyond where the ball's gone.
You're right.
I find it's a few yards shorter than you think. So just have a process. Now, the other thing, by the way, looking for a golf ball, I find something that I learned many, many years ago. If you're struggling to find the ball, I would say take a methodical approach to finding the ball. So let's say you've knocked the ball up on the rough on the ninth hole. It's up on that bank, and you're not quite sure. There's trees on the right and whatever. It's quite long grass there. What you do is you take a point just short of where you believe it's gone, and what you do is what I call military golf. You go up, then down, up, then down, up, then down, up, then down, and not in a haphazard way. So if you can actually see what I'm saying, just up, down, and just go a yard either way, and then and remember you've only got 3 minutes to do this now. You haven't got 5 minutes.
And it doesn't take much to get the clock going, because at the end of the day we are playing for fun in the end, and sometimes you've just got to accept that the gods can be against you, that the ball can land in a place where you'll never ever see it ever again, and you'll get a few of those a year, and you've just got to move on. Play your provisional, take your medicine. You can make up those shots.
Well, you've just made a very raised a very valid point about provisionals. I actually had I got to the head of the rules committee of the R&A last year about some of these changes that they introduced. I am convinced that the 3-minute rule makes the game longer. Because if you've got 4 of you playing and we're on the 9th again, and 2 people carve it off to the right and you're not sure you're going to find it, that means you're going to play 2 provisional balls. Or you should play 2 provisional balls. So you play your provisional balls, you have to clearly mark them, you have to go until you're spending longer on the tee. Then you go and try and find the first ball, then you take 3 minutes, you can't find it, then you got to try and find the second ball. And if you find the first ball, then you're going to try and find the second ball and pick it up. I just don't see it taking. I just don't see it speeding up the game. I think it's going to take long. And then, if you think you're going to find it, and you've got 3 minutes, and you're taking longer than 3 minutes, then you have to go back, and you have to play another one. I just don't see it speeding up the game. But it's the rule, and that's it. I think I wasn't going to bring it up right now, but I might as well just make this point as well about how you let people through. And I think this is one of the biggest factors in slow play on the golf course. And it's how people let other players through, how you call them through. Now, one of the comments I've had from newbies is that if we call them through, we're just going to have the next one behind. And you hear it all. I mean, it plays at all levels. I've had it the big golf courses where I've had to call a marshal in and said, look, we were 4 holes behind and we started. We got to the 10th and we're right up the other, and it just won't. We're clearly playing better and faster than these people. They're hacking everywhere. And the marshal came and he came back and said they're going to let you through. But their reason for not letting you through was there's no point because there's people in front. And they don't want to let you through and then get caught with the next one. The point is this, that when you let people through, what you do and how you do it is important. So if let's say that you've got, and it's, I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick the 17th. I'm going to pick the 17th and 18th, not because it's just an easy hole to describe. I mean, you're on the last hole, so it wouldn't necessarily be the one that you would go to, but it's easy to see. So you've got somebody that's behind you. They're playing up onto the 17th green. They caught you up quite quickly. You're on the 18th. You're moving off this. They're playing the second shot into the 17th. You're moving to the 18th tee. What you do is you play your shot on the 18th. They're finishing off on the putting on the 17th. You're walking down to your ball, assuming this is the timing. Otherwise, you just play your shot and wait on the tee. But you're walking down to the ball. You're aware that they get on the tee. And being aware of people behind you is important. You move to one side and you call them through. They hit their shots and you walk to your ball. Now, if you're on a hole where you get to your ball and they are still not there to play the second shot, you play your shot. You play your shot. You play on until they're playing, and then you stop, and then you let them play through, and then you stop. You don't have to wait on the tee for people to catch you up and cause a backlog.
So John, we're talking sense. We're talking about a game that's got to be fluid, dynamic. It's got to be about making decisions and doing the sensible thing. And I'll just add a couple of comments in the box. So we've got Mark Walton. He's saying hello from Bonnie, Scotland, and we've got got Diane Neal, and she states that leave your trolley at a point where you are going to leave the green after putting, not where you've played your approach chip shot onto the green. So this is like making the line, the pathway from the green to the next tee as simple as possible. Sure.
Yeah, well, I've actually got it 0.5, 0.6. 0.5, bag close and bag in between the flag and the next hole. It's no use finishing off and then walking 30 yards back down the course to come back. So, be aware that you're going to be moving on. So just play your shot and move to a position that's between the flag and the next hole, easy access, and then off you go. And if you are doing that, take a couple of, if you need, if your bag is between, then you've got to walk over 20 yards and you're the other side of the green, take the couple of clubs with you. Don't have to carry all the bag there and then take it back. Just take what you need and leave the bag there. The other point, of course, is don't mark your card on the green.
And John, I guess if you've finished play and you've just got a second, you could adjust your card, where you're not playing an active role on the green. But sometimes you've just got to say it, haven't you? You're playing with someone new, or it could be one of your pals, and continually the play is slowed down by, I think, say about the third green, and where the bag is left on the left side of the green, and your playing partner opponent will have to trudge round to the top side. Sometimes it doesn't do any harm to say things in a jovial, humorous manner. Come on, pull your finger out. Let's you've got to tell people, haven't you? You got to tell.
Yeah.
We don't want a golf course full of signage, haven't we?
It's
that's down to the members.
Well, it is, and it's a bit of common sense as well. And I don't think having the confidence to do it is, because you've been playing a while is one thing, but and doing it when you're a newbie, if you like, is something else. But it takes the pressure of everybody. If you see somebody that's on the tee and perhaps they're waiting for some players and they come a bit early and all that, and you're going off and you think, Christ, I booked this. A number of times I hear this. I booked this tee time because I had nobody behind me.
Yeah.
I booked this slot, and then somebody's behind me, and suddenly the bloody, the fear and the trepidation of playing in front of somebody and holding them up. People don't want to do that. So just have a quiet word just before you leave. Say, look, we're new to the game. We don't want to hold you up. Just give us a shout if you want to come through. Just take the pressure off and be mindful of everybody's expectation within the game. Nobody wants to hold people up. Nobody wants to be held up. But equally, there are lots of things that you can make the game flowing. And you know what? There's research that suggests and confirms that the slowness of play actually is massively detrimental to performance. Massively detrimental. The slower we are, and that's not necessarily in shots. It's just that just generally being out there for 5.5 hours, 5 hours is detrimental to your performance. It doesn't help. Yeah. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So mark the card at the tee if possible, but don't mark it before you're playing. If you're up on the tee, go to the tee, play your shot, put the club in the bag, get the card, mark the card down. Well, you can still be mindful of the shot. You can still be watching the shot. You're not being disrespectful to people, and away you go. And if you think about it. And this is how ridiculous it is. But if you're playing as a 4-ball, and 4 of you can save 30 seconds a hole, that's 2 minutes a hole. 2 minutes a hole, 18 holes. That's you're into half an hour quicker play, just on 30 seconds a hole per person. Now, obviously, some of that 30 seconds is going to be at the same time, but if you did 30 seconds into it, you're into 30 minutes quicker around the golf course.
I've just got something that's come to mind, and it was something that I overheard Irene Waterhouse, a stalwart lady president at Rowney Golf Club, and it was when we had a little intro session, a coffee morning. It was about a month ago, or maybe a bit more. We were in the clubhouse, and a lot of the newbies was there, and Irene, she did a great job just trying to explain a bit about etiquette and what have you around the course. And what she said, and I'd never really thought about this, is that when you put the ball in the hole and you're playing in a competition or something that requires a card, or maybe just in general, just declare your score. As soon as your ball drops in the hole, just say, that's a 4 for me. So then it stops any doubt, between the green and the next tee, or the next hole, or, it's just a nice bit of advice. I really did like that. Accountability, if you like. Oh, we just had Tom Gandy is watching. Hello, Tom.
Hi,
local
Tom.
pro. Good luck this year. We'll be chatting to you sometime. So
I don't buy into that one.
Go on.
I don't want to declare my score to the other partner. I don't want to let them get on with the game. I just have a chat with my marker as we're walking down to the next tee. So that was a 4. I don't want to shout that out. That's me.
All right. If you've got a view on that, put your opinion in the comments box. Should you declare your score when your ball has popped in the hole? I think so.
Yeah. That's a 4 for me. No, come on. That my particularly marking a card. I don't think it's necessary to declare your score to the world. I just mark it down. Have a quiet word as you're walking down.
Oh.
Marker might say, "What was that?" Or "It was a 4." Whatever. You don't mean that's for you. And you want. I just want them to get on with their game as well. I don't want my marker to be worried what my score was at that point. He might be next up. Let them get on with it. Somebody said that to me. I said, I couldn't give a shit at the moment. I'm just watching. I'm just getting on with my putt. If you don't mind, I'll sort that out.
There you have it, folks. We'll run a poll later on that one. I'd say declare your score as soon as you have sunk. As soon as you sunk that 4 putt for a 8 or whatever. So
yeah. Well, that brings us on to another point, doesn't it? When you're playing Stableford and the like, if you can't score, pick it up.
Oh yeah.
Just pick it up.
Oh yeah, all day long. So can we just put that in? Right, let's just break that one down. Okay, so we've got lots of people playing the game, some with high handicaps. Okay, so it's knowing that, say, if you get 2 shots or 3 shots a hole, it's knowing when you can't score any more. So it's handy just to go on the tee. Well, it's a par 4. I've got 3 shots. Well, when I've hit about shot number 9 or 10, I'm out of it, kind of thing, and that's where the ball should be picked up and a little bit of efficiency.
Yeah, of course it should be picked up. I mean, why do you want to prolong the agony anyway? let's put it behind us and let's move on. There's no need. But I don't see the point in carrying on, and people do. I'm here. I'm going to get my money's worth. I hear that a lot. Come on, mate. Just be respectful and mindful. There's no point in going on.
Yeah.
Pick it up, walk on, start again. Don't carry the baggage with you.
Yeah,
that's the key. But I do think the other. I think we touched on it before about how newbies in particular feel under pressure when somebody's behind them, and then they rush the shots. The swing's a second long. That's all it is. Second and a half if you're ultra slow. Take a little bit more time in your preparation, but prepare early in the process. In other words, if you've got somebody that's on the hole with you and they're 30 yards away to your left and you're over, just get over to your ball. Don't be disrespectful to your playing partners, and get ready to play. You can pick the club out. You can select the shot. You can still see what's going on. You can say, right, now it's my turn. Get into the shot. Do your rehearsals properly. Make sure that you are in the right place to deliver the best shot, because it is less time to play a better shot than it is to play a worse shot, isn't it? Because you pick your bag up, you go in there, you drop it down, you hit the next one with that gun. You're under more pressure because you think you're holding the people up. Nothing wrong with taking a little bit more time to play a better shot. It's quicker. Less haste, more speed is the key, isn't it? Less haste, more speed.
Well, and when you have got a bit of spare time, when your playing partners are putting out, you can grab one of these. I think you might be able to see that on the camera. It is a pitch mark repairer. It should be essential to have one of these in your possession when you're on the course, and just have a look round. Just repair a few of our pitch marks, because they do cause quite a bit of damage. I know one of our top players, Mike Ray, he's a big fan. He would love to see everyone carrying one of these and just doing a little bit of work, help the greenkeepers out, and make us all put on the billiard table style putting surfaces we're so used to at the Royal.
Well, and you know what, Jed, if everybody just did 2 a hole, just 2, within a couple of weeks we wouldn't have any, would we?
Absolutely.
So just do one more every round. Of course, you've got to be good enough to make a pitch mark.
Really? Well, you got to hit the. Well, I like to use the Texas wedge, from 50 yards, but no, it's something quite simple. So get yourself one of these. Make sure you got one in the bag, in your pocket. I usually have about 4 on the go, because you get home, there's a pitch mark repairer in your pocket, and it goes in the little bowl with the keys in, and so just have a little bit of a keen supply on you.
Yeah,
don't get
I think when we're talking about greens as well, Jed, you've got to remember that 40-50% of the shots that golfers play, maybe more, are on and around the greens, and so clearly that's where a lot of the pressure comes to speed up play. You can get prepped to play your putt while somebody's putting. You can line up your putt. You can be behind the ball as long as you're out of vision. You can be on the other side of the green, just having a look at your line. You don't have to start the process the minute it's your turn. Get yourself ready. Be behind the ball and edging up while somebody's putting and letting them put up. And as they're walking up to the ball, you haven't got to watch them and give them an artistic impression score out of 10 because they bent down and marked the ball beautifully. Just let them get on with it. Get yourself ready. Get your ball realigned. You've got and get on with your process as quickly as you can. Don't start the minute they finish. Start as if it's as they're in their shot. It's part of your preparation as well. And if you're talking 40-50%, again in 30 seconds a hole, it's half an hour. Half an hour. Dead easy to save half an hour.
What else have you got on your list then, John, of speedy play?
Well, I haven't got speedy play. So I've got a little bit of something that came up to in a conversation recently. I won't declare who it was, but it was just a point that, and I thought, God, that's an interest. I hadn't thought about it, but it's on 16 to 17, and what it was that there was a concern because of slow play, because it stopped, but that people were going from the 16th down on the 16th side of the bank on you're playing the 16th. There's that mound of gorse and whatever. They were accessing the 17th tee from that green on the 16th hole side of the gorse, which is clearly not the best place to be. So the person on the tee then had to wait. Now I thought about that, and I thought clearly that's not helpful. But equally, I would suggest that you shouldn't be playing a shot from there, no matter what side of the hedge they're walking down.
Well, normally, if you're leaving the 16th tee, going to the 17th green at Rowney, by the time you've hit your tee shot, the group behind will be still playing the 16th green. So I find that a difficult issue, really. I can't see it happening. But I tell you what you have got to be mindful of, and you do not want to upset your lady playing partners by leaving your golf bag in the fairway and walking down to the 17th green. It does annoy a few of them.
Do you know what, Jed? I hadn't thought about that, but you're absolutely spot on. So you access the 16th green. You park your bag on the 17th bloody fairway halfway. It's
right in front of the ladies' tee.
Absolutely. Look, as a courtesy to everybody on the course, when you access, my view is it's unsafe to hit a tee shot on the 16th if somebody is leaving the 16th green and walking down to the 17th tee.
Yeah.
And as you've quite rightly pointed out, it's also inappropriate to leave your bag over there, park it there if somebody's playing off the 17th, or going to play, in fact, off the 17th tee.
Yeah.
Take your stuff down, go there, but don't play a tee shot. What's the point? It's only going to take 30 seconds. What's the point in trying to hit a shot and keeping the pressure on the people in front?
And
just take a little bit of time.
You're nearly home as it is anyway. So
good God.
And if that's couple of birdies and you're back in the bar.
Yeah, and if that's winding you up because they've walked down there, then there's something wrong, isn't there? It just doesn't make sense to me. So lots of things to do on slow play. I mean, all talk about avoid slow play, but nobody really sits down and gives people the guidance to say, look, you can do it this way. It's a better way for you and a better way for everybody. But I do think letting people through shouldn't be the tag of failure that we think it is.
Exactly. Yeah,
now, we think, well,
if you're watching, I think we've done quite well for views this morning, John, and in the future, I think if anyone would like to just put a comment in the box, if they've got an observation about slow play, is it too slow or is it too fast? Should we be bothered? We've got all the time in the world, just get out and enjoy the game.
I bet, I don't know how long Tom takes to play in a pro game. I don't know what the average speed is in there, but I bet it's pushing 5 hours. And these are people who play great golf shots. They're generally not looking for the ball 10 yards in the rough on the right. But it's and it's still 5 hours. And again, there's no sense in that.
Every shot has a value when Tom is playing, isn't it? Every top shot is worth a few dollars, and it's different. It's a little bit painful to watch, I think, on TV. I think that's why a lot of people don't really bother watching the general week in, week out events. We all like to watch the majors, but the golf is it can be a little bit tedious and tiresome. Maybe there should be more of a stopwatch control on the go. I don't know.
Well, I think the people are put on the clock, but we have copied a lot of the habits, thinking that it's going to make and improve our game, but in fact, slow play reduces our ability to stay in the shot. Slow play is not our friend when it comes to performance. It's not our friend.
Rhythm and tempo. Perhaps have it continuous through the game. Tango down the fairways.
Yeah, I think so. But those really are the points that I'm doing. Introducing a lot of the academy stuff coming up, starting in March, and after the beginners course, the first 8 weeks, I'm going to be doing. Now I've got to retitle it because I've called it Basics, but it's really how to. Anybody who wants to continue, I'm going to do show them how they can take the game onto the golf course and how to play better shots, be more strategic, get round quicker, etc., etc. All of those things will come in on that at that level. I'm also doing improvers courses starting in March as well, and groups of 4 from now actually that take them on the golf course, look at the game. Make the best of this of the swing, of the strategy, and speed up play. So all of those things are going on. But in the meantime, I would ask every existing member, to be mindful of the fact that it's like a learner driver. They can be frustrating, but they've got to learn. So it's up to everybody to be mindful of what it's like to be in that situation, be put under pressure.
I've just been able to put a graphic on the screen for one of the course schedules, which with corrected dates, John, I apologise for that. So we're talking about, this is the Sunday course where we've got 2 sessions for ladies beginners, 9:30 till 10:30, and it's an 8 weeks course that starts on Sunday the 14th of March. Right through to Sunday, the 23rd of May. They were a big success last year. And then there's a following session for beginners, 10:45 to 11:45, so that's an hour. And then 12 till 1, we've got the ladies improvers. So it's just developing your skills. Improve your skills, enjoy the game. But it'll be exciting for the club, won't it, John?
Well, it will. And we're going to do a ladies improvers on a Thursday, and we're also advertising a men's improvers on a Wednesday evening, 5:30 to 6:30, and then following which, it's club night, if you can get some hot when it's lighter nights, if tea's available, you can get out and home that in. It's quite interesting how few groups of men, or how men are not as excited or interested in getting into this sort of group mentality of improvement. Not an ego thing, is it? So.
Well, there you go. How would you break that one down? But I think it'll go the other way, John, because the visits to the prize-winning table, the likes of Johnny and Dewan, and others, including myself. There's quite a bit of pleasure in making that walk up.
There's loads. Look, there's people that embrace the idea of this, of having a learning mentality rather than a performance mentality, tend to win the prizes. Yeah. Playing the game for the enjoyment of the experience and not getting hooked up on the result is a massive, massive, massive path to improvement. Massive path. So, and it shows, it shows that, and I find that most people, pretty well everybody, will play better the more they enjoy it.
I think we're going to need more competitions, John. I don't think there's going to be enough competitions. I tell you what, I'd love to see. I mean, at Rowney, we'll give that as an example. You've got your main competition on a Saturday, and then we've got this lovely 9-holer on the Sunday where you might need to get all your family stuff done. You might want to fit it in with watching a bit of soccer on the telly at 4:00, but it works well year round in less than 2 hours.
I love it.
And then maybe there's scope for one during the week. Maybe could it be like a Thursday, Friday? And of course we've got Captain Alan, our illustrious leader for 2021, who is driving the Hickory Golf Society ahead at the club, and we'll be looking at having some Hickory events on a regular basis there. And I'd recommend to anyone, it's worth just getting an old set of clubs out and giving them a bash. There's some enjoyment in that, isn't there?
Give them a swing. I think if you try and bash them, you're going to struggle. But I think it's great. I absolutely love it. In fact, Johnny was saying to me the other week that he went out with the Hickories, and he loves it. He just changes his swing because you have to swing so easy and rhythmical and with tempo. And the feedback you get off them is fantastic. It's just a great thing to do now and then. I love that. Yeah, I love the Hickories. In fact, I've just put myself down for the. I don't think we'll be doing it. The postponed or cancelled Welsh last year. They're going to try and do it in the middle of May. I can't see how it's happening, but we play the Welsh Open at Abu Dhabi, and we play match against Borth and whatever. And then there's the World Hickories going to be back in the year, which you're playing. Just loads of stuff that you can do. If we can get some of that stuff on the Isle of Man, that type of event, a few matches, a few comps. Fantastic way to play golf. See shots, make shots, let the ball run a little bit more. Absolutely fantastic.
And using those lower compression balls are fun as well, aren't they? I do love the response you get off them.
Flies off the putter.
Love it.
I mean, a putter's about 7 degrees in loft, because they used to play on greens which weren't like they are now. I've got a little rut iron in the back. I've got a couple of clubs over there actually, but I've got a rut iron somewhere. So when they used to play on these courses, and they were maintained by the farmer or the grounds with a big tractor with the wheels about this wide, with the metal rims, they used to go up and down on the same track so that they didn't cut in, because because of narrow wheels, they used to sink a bit. So they used to form ruts, and if your ball went into a rut, you had to get a rut iron and play it out. The rut iron's about this big.
Love it.
So it's fantastic. No free drop on a rut iron, and we complain about a divot.
And these clubs were made in blacksmiths, or the equivalent, really. These old clubs. Remarkable provenance.
Well, we had the guy that designed Rowney, George Lowe. His dad was golfer. He had another brother was golfer. He's famous for Lytham. I think loads up there.
Yeah.
He actually designed 1895 Rs. He actually then redesigned Peel. about 120 odd courses. He was almost sort of second level because you had all the famous guys, but he was very, very, very instrumental. But he was about 28 years at Hoylake, and he was a prolific golf club designer. Prolific. I'm trying to find a set of his, the George Lowe match set. I had no luck with that. But you see online, you see some of the George Lowe anti-shank. We could all do with some of that. Not mentioning Johnny Weir's name. Sorry, Johnny.
Don't mention the shank.
Yeah, the anti-shank clubs and whatnot. So there's all sorts of clubs you can get. Fantastic things.
Well,
and the other way, by the way, to speed up play, just going back, why don't you, when you play a social game of golf, just take out 7 clubs in your bag, 6 clubs in your bag. That'll make it quicker.
Carry your bag if you can. It's great fun.
But just halve the clubs and go and see what happens, how much quicker you play with half the clubs.
Yeah, that's something which I've been doing over the winter period. And don't forget, we've got the mats. You can use those during your games at Rowney. For me, big help. Less damage.
Do they speed up play? Do they speed up play?
If you slick with them, it's just a nice advantage that you get through playing your shot, but it also helps our fabulous greenkeeper Simon Miller, who endorses the use of the mats. So he's a great guy, Simon, and lovely to see him doing well.
I'll just make another point about, if I may, Jed, on, and I had this conversation with a newbie yesterday, and what I said was, look, and of course it's wet and it's heavy and whatever. If you're struggling your game is struggling, just tee the bloody ball up, put it on a tee peg.
Yeah.
Now the response was, well, I won't learn anything now. I said, well, of course you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to deliver the club through the ball, what the club is, and that's the most important thing. You're not going to learn anything if you keep knocking it 5 yards down the fairway and chunking it and all the rest of it. So I don't see any problem at all with a newbie that's trying to gain confidence and improve their tempo and all the rest of it, just simply to get a tee peg, because you can move it 6 inches away, just drop it on the tee and hit it. Just drop it on the tee and hit it, have some fun with it, and get a lot more satisfaction about the ball going in the air. Who cares,
Well, it's hard, isn't it? If you're hitting it off a plate of blancmange kind of thing, if it's a bit squidgy and soft. I mean, I played a lovely game of golf yesterday. Lovely. It was a friendly 4-ball, all socially distanced, and I must say, Mrs. Fisher hit the ball beautifully.
Yeah. Doing well.
Watch her this year. Absolutely striking it wonderfully. But I was playing with a guy. I'm not going to mention his name, and you could see he was just lifting his club up too high, too quick, and taking the most enormous divots. It was like a full-time excavation. So I have sent Tim, not to be named, Manx Radio, your details, so hopefully he can come and see you for some guidance on his chipping, because he's a good little player, is that guy.
Right. Okay. Well, mate, let's get this group stuff up. 4 guys want to come on for an hour and a half lesson for 40 quid. Can't beat that, can you?
Oh, right. Well, that's handy to know. And can you give us an update about the gadget, the SkyTrack or whatever it's called?
Yeah, SkyTrack's up and running. I've actually just bear with me.
Well, there you have it. It's live TV. We're going to see the SkyTrack. What have we got here? It's a box.
SkyTrack, right? Tom will know about SkyTrack. Look, I've only got the launch monitor here. It gives me enough information. It's pretty accurate. Probably not quite as accurate as the market leader, but it's really right up there within 1/2 a degree. And whilst I haven't got the simulator in terms of golf courses, what you can do on there, I've got a game improvement program. I can sit down, I can put a player in there, and we can set a distance. We can put a club in there. We can hit the distance to target. We can do scores of, I think it's 100 top down to about 25 on a target, or 0 on a target, and you can work the ball to your target, change the distance, and we can do it inside at Rowney and in here at my place at home as well. So So indoor lessons, absolutely fun. In fact, probably preferable for some people at this time of year. Probably preferable. No effect of the cold and the wind and the splodge. Getting a better feedback in terms of distance and ball flight.
I can't wait. It'll be another angle to examine your swing. It'll take you up to another level. I think everyone is curious about the golf swing, aren't they? So many moving parts.
Well, it is the movement, Jed. It's not. I keep reiterating this with people. The one thing that I don't like about using a Launchmark simulator is the first thing you want to do is look at your figures. And yet everything that's important happens in the body, doesn't it? Look, the figures are one thing. It's what did you do in your body to deliver those figures? That's the key, that's the question. And what could you do to improve those figures if you needed to improve them? And so it's getting into an awareness situation and being and staying with it and knowing exactly what's going on without trying. That's I keep going on about it, but it's just nothing. There's nothing better than that. Nothing better.
Well, we're just coming up to 10:15. We've had 45 minutes of valued chat. Thank you, John, for all your expertise and help today on Rowney TV. I'm sure we can chat again. The weather, I'm just looking out the window. If you're looking at coming down to Rowney, we've got blue skies and we've got...
Course is closed, mate.
You are kidding.
An email came through this morning, course is closed.
Oh no, what we're going to do? We're going to have to work on the golf swing maybe indoors or in the garden.
Can't do it. Yeah, can't do it at my place at Rowney till next week. But I'm open next week. I'm going to be there a lot, and it's the setup's good. It's a little damp. It's not. There's a bit of paint flaking off the walls, but the coffee's good. It's all there. It's a really it's a neat little setup, and it certainly does the job.
Right then. So I'll be booking in for a session, and there we have it. I'll just put the that little bit of information on screen again. You've got John's number and email along the bottom, and details about the course that will be starting on the 14th of March. So if you've enjoyed what we've spoken about today, or if you didn't, just put some comments in the box, give us a thumbs up and give us a share and like the page. But we'll just say farewell for the moment, John.
Okay, great. Good to see you all. Anybody wants to chat, that's fine. Any newbies that want to come out, when we got less social distancing issues, just sit down and have a chat. I'm more than happy to help out on that anytime at all. It's just not a problem. Because you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it if you feel under pressure, and there are ways that you can alleviate that pressure. So
exactly. Enjoy your golf, folks. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Cheers.